I am so excited to get started on these 3x3 cards for your little note box that we're creating in my Spring Flowers class. They're very simple. The foundation is basically Whisper White and Pacific Point. Very crisp and clean and easy to create. Makes a great little variety pack if you give this as a gift, for example, to a hostess or a friend. I'm going to start out with a 2.5 by 2.5 piece of Whisper White cardstock. And I line it up on my grid. That's why I always use this mat. I find I get better results eyeballing it on the mat than I do just trying to eyeball the stamp itself. The stamp set I'm using is a Slice of Life. I'm inking it up, a little cake up, with some Pacific Point. And a Slice of Life is available through the Occasions Mini. And have to concentrate for a second there. And it's free with a $150 order or workshop, which is a really cool thing. But there's lots of images that could also work in its place. For example, if you have fun and fast notes, it has a nice variety. It's about the same size, lots of line images, so you could do something really crisp and pretty. Those are the little candles. Thank goodness for clear stamps so that I can eyeball that and put that right on there without a Stampin-a-jig. I'm using a sentiment from Your Gem, also from the Occasions Mini, but you could put any sentiment on that you wanted. I find with my sentiments, so that I can line them up, to put them diagonally on my block versus square. When I do them square, I get a little bit of a prism effect, so it's harder for me to see where I'm stamping. But I find if I put it on an angle, I have a better time lining up the sentiment and not being distracted by the edges of the clear block. So I do them this way. The one thing you want to make sure of when you're doing this is that you've got your paper lined up. So that, and again, that's why I use the grids to get them lined up. But I think that looks pretty good. These little punches, there's 3 punches from the Stampin' Up! Itty Bitty Shapes punch pack. I use them all the time. This is the little flower. But they make just great little doodads. And they also keep things flatter if you don't add anything to them for mailing, which is something to consider if you like to use a 44-cent stamp versus a 64. So I'm going to put, and these guys are just floating. They're just floating on here. So you can put them anywhere that looks good to you. Using our snail product to pop it on. Next, one of my favorite things, and I know you've heard me say that, this from our catalog that came out last year, are the stick-on jewels. These are the basic pearls, and I'm just going to use my paper snips to put it right where I want it, hold it down, and pull out. They're not too forgiving, but I am going to pick that back up because it's not right where I want it. After I told you this is the way to go, I'm going to zhuzh it a little. All right, I'm happier. Then I'm going to take another one. The other reason you don't want to just pick them off of here is sometimes you can leave the adhesive behind, and I find with the scissors you have a lot better luck. A little bit of zhuzhing there. And then the final one, I'm going to lay down. All right, I think I got better as I progressed. All right, now I'm going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. I do 4. Some people get away with just 2. I just like lots of 3D, so I err on the side of maybe putting a few too many. But this ensures that all 4 corners are going to be popped up sweet. My card base is a 3x6, scored at 3. Very simple. I like using a bone folder to set the crease. You can either have it going this direction, so it opens this way. For some reason, I just tend to really like it opening this way, so you'll see a lot of that from me. And I'm going to just mount it on here. And we have made the first of our cutie little note cards. There you have it. Thank you so much. I will be showing you very shortly the next note card. Bye-bye.